This is not just a story of an artist. This is a true story of pain, rejection, loneliness, and belief. This is a true story of a man who lived in poverty, who fought mental pressure every day, who was ignored by society, and yet today, the whole world bows before his name. This story proves that success does not come on time, and talent is not always rewarded immediately. This story proves that even when the world calls you a failure, destiny may be preparing you for greatness. This is the true motivational story of Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was born in the year 1853 in a small, quiet village in the Netherlands. From the very beginning, his life was filled with emotional confusion. He was different from other children. He was silent, sensitive, and deeply emotional. He felt things very strongly, and that made life difficult for him. His family was religious and disciplined. His father was a church pastor and expected Vincent to live a respectable, normal life. But Vincent never felt normal. He always felt lost, as if he did not belong anywhere. As a child, Vincent struggled in school. He was not good at following rules. He did not enjoy social interaction. He preferred being alone walking in nature, thinking deeply about life. People saw him as strange and difficult. Even his family did not fully understand him. This lack of understanding slowly created loneliness inside him. Vincent wanted purpose, meaning, and connection, but he could not find it. As Vincent grew older, the pressure increased. He tried to choose a career like everyone else. He worked as an art dealer because his family believed it was a good profession. But Vincent failed again. He was too honest, too emotional, and too intense. He could not sell art like a businessman. He felt guilty convincing people to buy things. He lost his job. This failure hurt him deeply. After that, Vincent tried teaching. Again, he failed. He tried becoming a preacher to serve poor people. He wanted to live among them, help them, and share their suffering. But even this path failed. Church authorities found him too extreme, too emotional, and too unstable. Vincent was rejected again. Every rejection pushed him deeper into self-doubt. He began to believe that he was useless. During this time, Vincent fell into extreme poverty. He had no stable income. He depended almost completely on his younger brother Theo. Theo believed in Vincent when no one else did. He supported him financially and emotionally. Their letters show how broken Vincent felt inside. He felt ashamed for taking money. He felt like a burden. This guilt slowly destroyed his mental peace. Vincent did not choose art for fame or money. He chose art because it was the only way he could breathe. Art became his language. Art became his therapy. Art became his survival. He started drawing seriously in his late 20s. At an age when most artists were already successful, Vincent was just beginning. People laughed at him. Critics ignored him. But Vincent continued. His early paintings were dark, heavy, and rough. He painted farmers, workers, and poor families. He painted tired faces, dirty hands, and hard lives. He believed beauty existed in truth, not perfection. His famous early painting, The Potato Eaters, shows poor people eating a simple meal under dim light. This painting was not liked by critics. They called it ugly. But Vincent believed it was honest. Money problems never left him. He sold almost no paintings. Sometimes he had no food. Sometimes he ate bread only. Sometimes he skipped meals to buy paint. He lived in small, cold rooms. He was lonely and depressed. But every morning he woke up and painted. He painted because he believed his work mattered, even if no one else did. Vincent's mental health slowly worsened. He experienced mood swings, deep sadness, and anxiety. At that time, mental illness was not understood. People did not offer help. They judged and isolated. Vincent felt rejected by the world, but he never stopped creating. Later, Vincent moved to Paris hoping for change. There he met new artists and discovered new styles. He learned about color, light, and expression. His art changed dramatically. He began using bright yellow, deep blue, and bold brushstrokes. His paintings became alive. This was the birth of the style that would later change art forever. However, Paris was overwhelming. The noise, competition, and pressure increased his anxiety. He argued with artists. He felt misunderstood. His mental health declined further. He needed peace, not chaos. Vincent moved to the south of France, to Arles, believing sunlight would heal him. This was the most productive period of his life. He painted sunflowers, cafes, bedrooms, night skies, and wheat fields. Every painting reflected his emotional state. He painted with urgency, as if time was running out. He dreamed of building an artist's community. He wanted friendship and belonging. He invited Paul Gauguin to live with him. At first, everything seemed hopeful, but soon conflicts began. Gauguin was strong-minded, practical, and dominant. Vincent was sensitive, emotional, and fragile. Their arguments became intense and frightening. One night, Vincent suffered a severe mental breakdown. In a moment of extreme pain, confusion, and fear, he harmed himself by cutting part of his ear. This incident shocked everyone. The town labeled him mad. People feared him. Vincent felt completely broken. He was sent to a mental hospital. Doctors did not understand his condition. Some thought he was insane. Others thought he was exhausted. Vincent himself was afraid of his own mind. But even there, he painted. Even surrounded by pain, he created beauty. During this time, he painted the starry night. The swirling sky, glowing stars, and deep movement reflected his inner storm. Today, it is one of the most famous paintings in the world. At that time, it was ignored. Vincent continued to struggle with loneliness. He wanted love, understanding, and peace. His relationships failed. Society rejected him. But his art was full of emotion, energy, and life. Vincent van Gogh's life inside the mental hospital was not peaceful, but it was honest. He was surrounded by silence, fear, and confusion. Sometimes he felt calm, and sometimes his mind became a battlefield. Doctors did not have proper treatment. There were no medicines like today. Vincent was often left alone with his thoughts. Yet in this darkness, he found light through painting. He was allowed to paint, and this saved him. Every day, he walked in the hospital garden, looking at trees, skies, and flowers. What others saw as simple nature, Vincent saw as emotion, movement, and life. He painted what he felt, not what he saw. During this period, Vincent wrote many letters to his brother Theo. These letters reveal his deepest fears and hopes. He feared that he would never recover. He feared that his art was worthless. He feared that he was wasting Theo money and life. Yet at the same time, he hoped that one day people would understand his work. He believed that even if he failed, his paintings might speak after his death. This belief kept him alive. Vincent's mental health continued to rise and fall. Some days he worked with intense energy painting multiple artworks. Other days he could not leave his bed. He blamed himself for everything. He believed he was broken. Society treated him like a problem, not a human being. Neighbors complained about him. Children feared him. Vincent felt completely alone. Despite everything, his creativity reached a peak. His paintings became more expressive, more emotional, and more powerful. His brushstrokes were fast, strong, and alive. His colors burned with intensity. Yellow became hope, blue became sadness, and black became fear. Every canvas was a reflection of his inner world. He was not painting landscapes, he was painting emotions. After leaving the hospital, Vincent moved to Auvers-sur-Oise. There he lived near a doctor who believed in him. This doctor encouraged Vincent to paint. During the final months of his life, Vincent painted obsessively. Sometimes he finished one painting every single day. Wheat fields, cloudy skies, and lonely roads filled his canvases. These paintings were full of movement, as if the world itself was breathing. But inside, Vincent felt hopeless. He believed his illness would never leave him. He believed he would always be dependent on Theo. He knew Theo now had a family and responsibilities. Vincent felt like a burden. This thought tortured him every day. He loved his brother deeply and did not want to ruin his life. Vincent also struggled with the fear of failure. Despite creating hundreds of paintings, he still felt invisible. Critics ignored him. Galleries rejected him. He sold almost nothing. In his entire lifetime, he sold only one painting. Imagine creating masterpieces and being told they have no value. This constant rejection crushed his spirit. One day, Vincent walked into the fields with his painting supplies. The sky was wide and silent. His mind was heavy. He felt exhausted mentally, emotionally, and physically. In that moment, he believed the world would be better without him. He believed his death would free Theo. In 1890, Vincent van Gogh ended his life at the age of 37. At the time of his death, Vincent was poor, unknown, and considered a failure. His funeral was quiet. Very few people attended. His life seemed forgotten. But destiny had other plans. After Vincent's death, Theo worked tirelessly to promote his art. He believed the world needed to see his brother's genius. Sadly, Theo died shortly after. Theo's wife Johanna took responsibility. She preserved Vincent's paintings and letters. She organized exhibitions and shared his story. Slowly the world began to change its opinion. People started to feel the emotion in Vincent's work. Artists were inspired. Critics reevaluated his style. Museums began displaying his paintings. His unique use of color and movement changed modern art forever. Vincent van Gogh became a symbol of expression and authenticity. Today, Vincent paintings are worth millions. His name is known across the world. The man who died poor now represents greatness. The man who was ignored now inspires generations. His life proves that success does not always come on time. Vincent van Gogh's story teaches us powerful lessons. It teaches us that being different is not a weakness. It teaches us that pain can create beauty. It teaches us that society often misunderstands sensitive people. Vincent was not weak. He was brave for continuing despite suffering. He reminds us to be kind to those who struggle silently. He reminds us to take mental health seriously. He reminds us that true greatness is often hidden behind pain. Vincent van Gogh did not live to see his success, but his art lives forever. His colors still speak. His emotions still move hearts. His story still inspires. This is not just a story of an artist. This is a true story of resilience, passion, and belief. This is proof that even in darkness, light can be created. This is the immortal story of Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh's story does not end with his death. It actually begins there. The world that once ignored him slowly started to feel his presence. People began to realize that his paintings were not just colors on canvas. They were emotions frozen in time. Every brushstroke carried pain, hope, fear, and truth. Vincent painted what others were afraid to feel. For years, society believed success meant money, fame, and acceptance during life. Vincent proved that real success is impact. He proved that a person can lose everything and still leave behind something eternal. He proved that value is not decided by crowds, but by truth. During his lifetime, Vincent was rejected, mocked, and misunderstood. After his death, he became a voice for millions who feel unseen. Vincent van Gogh teaches us that some people are born too deep for a shallow world. He felt everything strongly. He did not know how to pretend. He could not live half-hearted. This intensity destroyed him, but it also created genius. His suffering was real, but so was his courage. Every day he chose to create despite pain. That choice is what made him immortal. Think about this. Vincent created more than 800 paintings while fighting poverty, loneliness, and mental illness. He woke up every day with pain and still chose purpose. He did not wait for motivation. He painted through sadness. He painted through fear. He painted through rejection. That is the real definition of strength. Vincent's life reminds us that people who struggle silently often carry the greatest potential. Society is quick to judge, slow to understand. Vincent was labeled mad, unstable, and useless. Today those same qualities are called creativity, originality, and vision. This shows how dangerous judgment can be. His relationship with Theo shows the power of belief. One person believed in Vincent when the whole world turned away. Sometimes all it takes is one supporter. Sometimes your Theo can keep you alive. And sometimes you can be Theo for someone else. Vincent van Gogh's story forces us to ask important questions. How many talents do we ignore today? How many sensitive souls do we label as weak? How many creative minds do we silence because they do not fit society standards? Vincent was not broken. The system around him was. Mental health was not understood in his time. If Vincent lived today, his life might have been different. But his suffering created awareness. Today, his story helps people understand depression, anxiety, and emotional pain. His life created conversation, compassion, and change. Vincent teaches us patience. Not everyone is meant to bloom early. Some flowers bloom late and shine brighter. Some people are seeds buried deep before they rise. Just because success is slow does not mean it is absent. Vincent waited his whole life, and the world waited too. His paintings are now studied, admired, and protected. Museums are built around his name. Millions travel to see his work. The same man who could not afford food now feeds souls with his art. This contrast makes his story unforgettable. Vincent van Gogh proves that legacy is not built by comfort. It is built by courage. It is built by staying true when the world pressures you to quit. He never changed his art to please critics. He never chased trends. He followed his truth even when it cost him everything. If you feel lost, misunderstood, or behind in life, remember Vincent van Gogh. Remember that the world once rejected a man it now worships. Remember that timing does not define worth. Remember that your struggle may be shaping your purpose. Vincent van Gogh did not live a long life, but he lived an honest one. He did not win applause, but he won eternity. His story is not about tragedy alone. It is about meaning. It is about choosing creation over destruction, even when life hurts. Today, when you see his paintings, remember the man behind them. Remember the hunger, the loneliness, and the nights of pain. Remember that greatness often looks like failure before the world understands it. This is why Vincent van Gogh will never be forgotten, because he turned pain into color, silence into voice, and rejection into legacy. His life whispers a powerful message. Do not give up on yourself too soon. The world may not see your value yet, but time always reveals truth. This is not just art history. This is a life lesson. This is motivation written in color. This is proof that even the most broken lives can create the most beautiful impact. This was the true motivational story of Vincent van Gogh, a man who had nothing, but still gave the world everything.